So we haven't used the car for 14 hours and it has lost 0.7 ampere hours again. Okay, that is totally unexpected because usually it uses energy only once after the first initial drive, and now it has done it again after 14 hours of parking. That is weird. That is weird. Guys, I don't know what that is. I have no idea. What do you say about my whiteboard? I know, it's pretty full, isn't it? But I need all this data. Really, I need it. So, this morning, I never had this before, what I'm now going to tell you. So the car has lost energy twice. The ECU has recalculated the state of charge twice in one charging cycle. So what happened yesterday was, the car was fully charged. I went for a drive, 12 kilometers, came back, let the car rest for about 3 hours and measured, and we had 0.6 ampere hours less. That's what usually happens when I park for the first initial drive. I then put the car back from the driveway into the carport, and now after 14 hours we've got another 0.7 ampere hours gone. And that's what I always said before, it happens only once after a full charge and the first initial drive, and then I lose capacity or a recalculation happens. But now it has done it twice.
What the hell is going on with this car?
So it was 0.6 ampere hours yesterday and 0.7 overnight without even touching the car. And now there's no cooling kicking in. That is 1.3 ampere hours just gone. And the day before I had 2.5 ampere hours just gone. That is totally insane. I've got the impression, or it's not actually impression, it is as it is. It is getting worse. I'm losing more capacity because most of the time it was only 0.9 ampere hours after the first initial drive after a full charge. But now it is all over the place. It's happening randomly during the day when parking and you're not using the car. And I'm turning it back on and I've got less kilometers on the gasometer. I've got less capacity, less state of charge. What the hell is going on? What is wrong? And the weird thing is that the battery voltage does not decline. It is staying fairly constant or even raise a little bit. It increases the voltage slightly. What you would expect from a battery which just rests. Okay, we will go to for another short drive, another 12 kilometers around, and then I will leave the car again, resting for a couple of hours and measuring again and see what's going on. If it happens a third time, because I won't charge in between, then we have 3 trips with 1 charge and always measuring in between, and you can see the battery is going down, down, down while parking. That is the weird thing. Not while driving, of course. And no, there's no cooling. There's no cooling happening while the car is parked. Don't mention this ever again. So, and we are back from our little trip with 9 kilometers left, 45.9, 15.6 ampere hours and 3871. They've got only 6-7 millivolt difference between the weakest and the strongest cell. That's after driving, so it looks to me like it's well balanced. Okay, let's give the car another rest for a couple of hours and measure again. So guys, as suggested, I'm measuring the 12 volt battery now for the next couple of days within different states to see what's going on, if this problem of losing capacity maybe come from the 12 volt battery, which I doubt. I really doubt it. Okay, so after 4.5 hours of rest, trying to hold both cables with one hand, so now it's stable, 12.758 and climbing. And let's measure the state of charge and see if it has changed. We had 9 kilometers left. See, now it has made plus 0.1 ampere hours, which doesn't show me anything here. Oh, uh-oh. Daniel! Your app is freezing! There we go. So now we had plus 0.1 ampere hours because the car was resting for 4.5 hours since the last trip. And this is normal. This is how it should be. So we should still have 9 kilometers. Yes, we do. Apologize for all the dust. So nothing has changed from 4.5 hours ago. That was this... what was it? I can't remember. It was the second trip after a recharge. Yes. Okay, so while the car is turned on, let's measure the... Okay, and we've got now, as expected, 14.606. So, conclusion. Conclusion is the car the 12 volt battery gets charged when the car is turned on. No surprise here. The voltage goes up. No surprise there. We are still not sure how much energy goes into the 12 volt battery. It doesn't give me any indication here. I don't know, it's very hard to tell how much energy actually goes into the 12 volt battery. Even then, even if the battery is faulty, when is the energy supposed to go in there? The car does not do a top up at 2 p.m. due to the missing Wi-Fi capability. And obviously it's charging when the car is turned on and it's charging when I plug it in. But there's no charge in between. So if I measure the voltage of the battery tomorrow at work at different times, I'll just do it every 2 hours maybe, and just to see what's going on. Okay, let's do that. And I mean 12.7 volt after 4.5 hours of rest time. It's not too low because the nominal voltage of the 12 volt battery is 12.6 volts. It is still okay. It's not like it's crazy low like 11.5 or something, yeah. And you expect a lot of energy will go into this 12 volt battery once the car is turned on. It's not like that. It's not crazy low. I'm not expecting the battery to have over 13 volts either when it rests for 4.5 hours. So this is all totally, yeah, I don't know. Okay, I need to come up with some ideas how to measure all this. I can certainly measure the battery at different times tomorrow at work, but I don't know what data it will give us. What's the benefit of having this information then of the voltage? I mean, clearly the voltage should not go up. If we have say 12.6 volts and then we've got 12.8 volt at one stage and then it goes slowly down to 12.6, this would mean there is a charge in between somewhere. But I think I've done all this testing already with a 12 volt battery and there was nothing obvious. The voltage seemed to be fairly constant or even dropping over the time. But yeah, let's try this again tomorrow and see what's going on. I mean, I've got nothing to lose and nothing better to do at work anyway.